How to be a better musician. As musicians in a small county, it's a little harder to get your name out there.
Coming from a small county as a musician can be a blessing and a burden. And why I say this is because coming from a small county can have many good things and many bad things. For example, with the good things, you get a lot more real experience coming from a small place. Maybe you may be able to do more things compared to as if you were in this big program where it's so strict. In a small program like this, you can pretty much do as you please. And as long as you work towards it, you can accomplish many things coming from a small county. But the burden side of it is because although you get all these many great opportunities, you may have some trouble getting your name out there, especially if you want to go to the big leagues with kind of stuff like this.
Knowing how to become a good musician comes from listening to your director and practice.
Practice is an essential part for every musician, no matter whether you play a string instrument or a percussion instrument or a brass instrument, for example. Every single one of these requires practice. Practice is key.
Band can also get you ahead academically. Schools with band programs have an estimated 90.2% graduation rate over other schools.
These statistics show how much musicians can advance themselves just by playing an instrument. It helps you with your academics. It keeps your focus on it keeps you on task. And it gives you the abilities to go great places, even with not just music itself, but rather with your education.
Sight reading is another difficult challenge as a musician. As musicians, when you go through an assessment, you get a sight reading piece. You also have 3 other pieces that you've practiced over months to perform. Sight reading is your final part and is the hardest part.
Basically, with sight reading, you get a new piece of music or a new piece of literature, as one would rather say, that you have never seen before. There are many strategies to sight reading, but it enhances your ability to focus on the task at hand, along with analyzing and your analytic skills.
As musicians, you must learn to mature to be able to play. When you play, you are not allowed to giggle. You are not allowed to do anything. You must sit there and focus on your music to keep your airflow direct.
Although all of this seems like a lot of hard work and seems like a lot of pain just to be good at your instrument, it's not. Playing an instrument also has its good traits about it. When you play an instrument, you have fun. Most of the time people think, oh, I don't want to play an instrument, because they don't think about how much fun they truly have. They worry about how much work they have to put in. Instead of worrying about that, we have fun as musicians. It's not all dark and gloomy.
Private lessons might also be a good idea.
When you get private lessons, you get with a teacher. This teacher is usually a professional at your instrument or some instrument similar to yours. When taking private lessons, you'll have an experience like no other. With this teacher, you'll grow and they'll grow too. Although that may sound absurd, both of you can learn from each other and gain experiences as long as progress with your instruments. Although all of this may seem a bit boring and excessive at times, you will have a lot of fun playing your instrument, and you will progress in many ways that you would have never imagined.